probably wasn't the right thing to do, but I've done it.
It's done now.
I've got a standby.
What are they going to do? Make you suck it back in again?
I used to time pieces. So I could keep a tally of like what my PB was. Yeah, honestly. I bet Tiff Liddell does that.
Well, obviously Tiff does that.
I bet a lot of racing drivers are like, what's the longest I can go for?
Yeah, well no, they'd want shortest, wouldn't they? Because they want lowest time.
Oh, so you drag race it?
Yeah.
So you want to get huge volume out quickly?
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's just parking as close.
Yeah,
as
and
possible.
he's making a bit of an anus of it.
But there's 5 other spaces.
Why do people do that?
What's he? And he's
Why would you park next to another car when there's a 3, 4, 5 year?
He's driving one of those Mondeos that I crashed. I crashed one of them on the launch. Casino Royale shape. Mondeo gear.
On Sardinia.
Yeah, I crashed it in Sardinia. I nearly went over the edge of that.
Holy shit!
I rail slid it along the Armco.
How did you arrive at this circumstance?
Well, filming for Fifth Gear and doing the 16th take of a high second gear corner.
How far from the red line were you? Was it that much?
I was rinsing it in the second and was going round a left-hander right near the Armco on which the camera was mounted. And they wanted it to be a spirited drive. Problem was they wanted me to go very close where the loose gravel is. And the Armco was constant all the way round till you reached what is probably classed as the apex. Then it went down, then there was a gap of about 10 feet, and then it went back up again, and there was a massive sign saying danger drops. Brilliant Sardinian signage. And after about the 12th go, where they were like, going really well, Johnny, just want to try and get a little bit closer to the edge. I'm like, guys, I'm going around at like 50 in second. And the problem is that I could feel the car moving on the gravel, and I was only 12 inches away from the thing. So I said, I can't, because the car's washing wide. Famous last thing. Well, could you just try one last one? I think you can get this. Oh, yeah, I can get this. I can tear a front wheel clean off the Mondeo.
Ooh.
So I went round there, and it went wide, it went wide, it went wide. I was like, oh, and I just missed the Armco, then it dropped, and the car went wide, and then it came back up. And I was sliding. I got on it, and
so mounted the
Armco diagonally.
Shit.
The car slid along, and that massive sign that said "Warning, big drops." I took it straight out the ground with about 2 meters of concrete.
Fuck.
And it ripped the front wheel clean and the wishbone clean off the car and tucked it underneath. And then the car landed on the Armco still. It was like a comedy car moment.
Did you keep your toe in second?
Actually, I remember the bang being absolutely colossal, and it echoed around the sort of mountain road thing, coast road. And that was difficult because that was the launch, and it was in that light blue launch colour.
I remember.
The same as the Daniel Craig car.
Yep.
And we were reenacting.
Except that was made of wood, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, it was so early they didn't have any visually representative cars in decent nick, so they built one.
It was pre-3D printing.
Yeah. No, bits of it were made of wood.
My God.
It was a proper lash-up, because all I had to do was drive quite slowly for the camera.
It was bad because Ford were not happy, and it was on the launch, and I had to do the walk of shame, and it was on camera.
Oh man, was it on camera as well?
I think they caught it on camera, but it's never been shown. This was a long time ago now. When was Casino Royale? 2008.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was about then. So it was a long time ago.
Well, that Mondeo's been replaced, hasn't it? So, and is now its replacement's almost over. So it's funny because I went on that launch, different rotation, I think.
Different rotation, Richard. Oh.
I was doing it for Evo. I was going to drive the 5-cylinder one for Evo.
Of course, they did a 5-pot.
5-pot's quite nice, but they said, since you're doing it for Evo, the magazine for the connoisseur of Helms Reitermanship, would you like to drive, rather than, you usually pair up with another journalist if you're just writing about it, would you like to pair up with Richard Parry Jones, Ford's, whatever he was, Director of Vehicle Dynamics?
Wow.
And I mentioned this before I went out, someone at Evo, and they went, oh, good luck with that. He's quite spirited when he drives.
Oh, sugar.
And I thought, aha. And as we arrived at the fleet of cars parked at the airport, we were divvying up keys, and I was like, yeah, we've got a 5-cylinder one for you, because we know that's what you want, that Evo wants to drive. And this is Richard Parry Jones. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. And then the guy from Ford, who we both know, Paul, went, good luck.
Oh, he said it as well.
Yeah, just in a very flat voice. Good luck.
What, like you're doing an SAS mission?
As if like you may not come out of this alive. So we started off, and Perry Jones went, well, you strive, and I'll talk you through a little bit about the car. And he turned out to be, once he was warmed up a little bit, he turned out to be a very lovely bloke, and we drove around. It was all very nice, but we're driving along those mountain roads. Great roads, weren't they?
Well, yeah, they were, Rich, up until the point where I tore the front wheel off
Well,
it.
I'm driving, and suddenly it looks like I'm driving like BA out of the A-Team, and I'm doing this a lot. And I was like, sorry to interrupt you, Richard, but I'm getting a lot of vibration suddenly through the wheel. And he goes into full engineer mode and goes, okay, now back off. And now, give it full throttle. See, does it get any worse or does it get better? Or is it okay? Right. Now brake quite hard. How's the car behaving? What's going on? And he's like doing full analytical mode. And I was like, I can't explain it. It wasn't doing this before. It's getting worse. I think something's changed. We stop. Just as we stop, it starts raining. And he gets out in his full suit and tie and discovers that one of the wheels isn't bolted on properly.
It's not actually on properly.
No. And he then gets the wheel brace out and he tightens it all up. And
Is he embarrassed?
he was a little embarrassed, but I just had that, you have that sinking feeling of like, oh, somebody's getting fired for this.
Yeah.
Director of Vehicle Dynamics is here showing off their new car that he's very pleased with to a journalist, and one of the fucking wheels isn't on properly. But we got back to the hotel. I drove the whole way. Well, he sort of sat in the car then a bit wet, because I got out and just stood there like a spare part. And I went, and he was like, "No, get back in the car. It's fine. I've got this now." And it's like I've got one of the most senior Ford people in the world is putting my wheel back on properly.
Like a businessman,
yeah,
in the
wearing
rain.
a suit. Like a businessman by the M1. And so I drove the whole way. Got back to the hotel. The same guy from Ford, Paul, was there. Arrived back, and as I walked into the hotel reception, he just went, "Are you okay?" And I went, "No, it's okay. I drove the whole way." And he went, "Oh, that's fine." They thought I'd probably need a stiff drink.
Have you ever been out for a...
No, but then the next day, because it was a 2-day thing, stayed in the hotel. Next morning, they went, "Hope you don't mind. It's a bit more driving to do, but Richard Perry Jones is going to go with the editor of Autocar, who has brought a reader along. There was a competition in Autocar, win the chance to come on a car launch with us." So the then editor of Autocar, Chaz, who we know, had brought this very lovely chap, who's a competition winner, to see how a car launch worked. And Perry Jones had said, "Oh, I tell you what, I'll take you and your competition winner out in the car, show you, a bit more of what it can do, and talk you through it." So I got out, and they wanted the 5-cylinder one, so I got in a diesel with the PR man, and we had a lovely bimble around Sardinia. But at one point, we're just driving along, chatting shit, and I looked in the mirror and I saw coming around the corner. We just come around another Mondeo coming at some speed, and we were on a straight, but coming up to what looked like quite a tight bend, and it just whipped past us. And as it did, I just saw, sort of pressed up against the glass in the back seat, the editor of Autocar magazine, and I looked like he was going, "Help me!" And they got to this corner, and it just went. No brake lights or anything, just went round.
No brake lights.
The PR man and I both involuntarily went, "Fucking hell!" expecting we were going to find it
Wow.
on its roof, but no. And I said afterwards to the other PR guy, Paul, I went, "Well, what is this? I've seen a little now of Richard Perry Jones, RPJ, as they call him at Ford. I've seen a little bit of him in action, because he just buzzed us out on the mountain road and then went round the sort of 90-degree corner without touching the brakes."
Is he ex-rally or something?
Ex-rally. Well, he does a bit of rallying. I think he did.
So his level of fear is...
Well, yeah. And the PR guy went, "I think his driving style is very much chuck it in and then sort it out."
Yeah. Rally.
Rally, yeah. And he wants to feel it moving around a bit.
Exactly. Because then that's normal.
So that was
My gosh.
quite a nice event.
I kind of wish he'd been the Mondeo rather than me.
Yeah. Well, I still don't know. I mean, genuinely, when you see a car going into a corner just far too hot,
And you think it's going to end.
there's no way that's getting around. But then, at the same time, I guess, he's probably driven it for hundreds of miles on test tracks. He's more aware of its limits than... Because car limits are, in some ways, often higher than you think, aren't they? Until you get onto a track and you go,
Oh,
actually,
yeah,
this is gripping way, way beyond anything you do on the road. But
Oh, I've fully overcooked it before and thought, definitely not coming out of this corner now. And somehow
Yeah.
it's happened.
Yeah.
I went over a humpback bridge too fast the other month, and not proud of it. I didn't realise the severity of the bridge arc. I don't know. And I landed so hard, I hit all the bump stops, and then some big emergency lights came on the dash.
In which car?
Not telling you. and I pulled over, and my kids were in the back. Yeah. They went, "Daddy, that was amazing.
Let's do it again."
We thought you were going to crash because it landed so hard and compressed so hard it leapt left and right, and then obviously rebounded and settled. And I was like, "Yeah."
Did anything
I got
solid
out.
hit the ground, e.g. a sump? Or
It just sounded to
exhaust?
me like all the tyres had gone fully flat and it had hit all four wheel rims. So I said, "Kids, just stay there. I'm just going to have a quick look around the corner." I went out and went, "Right, something's got to..." I popped the bonnet and looked at the strut tops. That's not hard. I was like, "Just want to check if everything's
It
still..."
seems to be a bit higher than
In fact,
I remember.
it's threaded all the bolts as it's come through. I was like, I don't know what's happened. But I was worried for the future of the car. And everything was all right. But the thing is, we kind of went, let's not tell anybody about this. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone that quick.
Mummy doesn't need to know about
It was,
any of this.
it was a little bit like that, and they think it's highly amusing. Daddy, do you remember when? Do you remember when you went over that bridge a few months
Yeah.
ago, really, really too fast? And I went, "I do," and you know that I do, and we shouldn't talk about it
We're
anymore.
not going to discuss this again.
It's been a while since I've been in the old antique, and I quite like it. Can I just say that?
Yeah, it's
Wasabi peas are so good.
It was going well this morning. I was in love with it. The thing about this car is because it's so silly and old-fashioned and weird. I think sometimes it sort of slightly reflects your mood or the weather or something like that. Sometimes it feels very leaden and long-winded and slow and it's just like I'm not in love with it.
Good in high speeds, high winds.
Yeah, it's a good job the wind's gone down a bit because
Yeah.
it's a bit flat-sided for.
I didn't
for
drive.
shenanigans.
I didn't drive the Suzuki Jimny on the day that Storm Shakira came along and went.
Shakira.
I kept calling it Shakira because bloody hell, that's a big Caravan for a single axle. I'm going to just put that out there. Look at the length for the one axle.
Oh yeah, it's an anal.
There's a lot
Vivaldi.
of pivot going on there. You could swipe the back end round.
Fucking hell.
That's a Tabot. That's a very expensive German Caravan.
Is it?
Yeah, very high end. Yeah.
I couldn't stop listening to Shakira the other day.
I like Shakira.
Shakira. No, I just kept hearing "Whenever, Wherever." You know the one, her original sort of first hit, wasn't it? Are these travelling folk? Because look,
Yeah.
they've come in, and then I think there's a transit, a van towing a caravan is always a bit of a giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah, with the roof rack. But also it's the quality of the Caravans. Tabot. I bet this would be a hobby or a Tabot if it's high end. Actually, it's an Eccles Onyx.
Hello, I'm Eccles Onyx.
Do they do local radio?
Cheshire's largest scrap metal merchants. Eccles Onyx.